Hey howdy hey friends and neighbors, Scott here, and it's a beautiful spring day. I thought we might look at two plants with similar names and similar tastes, and similar nutrient profiles, even if they don't look all that similar. Our first one is what I would call sheep sorrel. Now common names vary from place to place, so you may know this under a different name, or you may call a different plant sheep sorrel. But this is the one that I call sheep sorrel, that people around here would call sheep sorrel. And it is a sorrel. This is a little early on, but later these seeds will be pretty colors, and when I was a kid I would pull them off and throw them like they were the magic dust in the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, the best Legend of Zelda game. Okay, Breath of the Wild's pretty good, but that's not what we're here talking about. These are completely edible and really easy to identify, one because of the seed clusters at the top that will turn all kinds of pretty colors, and the other by their sword-shaped leaves. Look at that. It's like a little sword. See, it has the little hand guard right there. Have at thee. And these will have a sour or tart lemony taste, and they're really good. They're good in salads, they're good in soups, any place you want that tartness. Now let's compare this with our other plant. Okay, pit stop. We came across another really useful plant, and I didn't realize that we had this on this part of the house, so hooray, we're finding new things. This is plantain. Oh, I wonder if my shadow's messing that shot up. This is plantain, the Plantago genus, not the plantain that's like a banana. They have these wonderful seed stalks, makes them very identifiable. Some of them, like this one, will have a longer seed stalk. Some, it's just at the top. And everything on this plant is edible. Very identifiable by the basal rosette of leaves. So the leaves grow out from a central point on the ground in a circle. And the leaves, it's also called ribwort. The leaves have parallel veins, so they don't spread out like a net, or they're not branching. All of the veins, if you look, they run side by side and they don't crisscross. And this seed spike or seed stem is identifiable, and the taste. Of course, I can't show you the taste over a video, but if you ever find one for sure identified, taste it, and you'll have the taste forever. They're great for stings, for bites, cuts. They're antimicrobial. They also help to ease the pain. They help to pull out poisons. That's really one of the things they're the best at, I think, is drawing out. They're a great poultice plant when you need that physical pulling power. If you've been bitten by a snake and you have chosen not to go to a doctor, now remember, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving you medical advice, but if that's your choice or if you don't have the option, if that happened to me, I would want to put a lot of plantain leaves on that and then change them out every just little bit. You can chew the seed head. They do not have a bad flavor, but there's just so much of it. That's what I always say. So if you're going to use these for food, mix them in with some other milder greens or other dishes. I think they go well with the savory type of flavors, or with rice. Rice could help moderate that flavor. As the leaves get older, the veins will get tougher, and you can still eat them and just deal with it. That doesn't make a real good food, but it's still food. You can peel the veins out, which I think is a little labor intensive, but it'll work. Or you can slice sideways across the veins and minimize the fiber. Or just get the younger leaves and then it's good. Some people will say that it lasts really well when it's dried, and that it doesn't break down under the heat, that it holds up great. Some will tell you that it's real vulnerable to the heat and to drying, and that it doesn't last as long. I have not kept it dried long enough to know, and I just in general try to avoid heat with my herbs as much as possible. So I haven't really played with it to evaluate it in that way. There's different varieties. Any of them are medicinal. Generally we divide it into the wide-leafed and the narrow-leafed ones. Wide-leafed ones like shady, wet areas. Narrow-leafed ones like the sun better. These have a moderately wide leaf, and they're, well, I guess they do get under the shade for about half of the day. Anyway, this isn't really even the plant we're talking about. I just came across a bunch of these. I don't think these were here last year, so welcome, little guys. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. We're going to go see another sorrel type plant. By the way, those plantains are a very safe plant to use in quantity. They're a nutritive plant because you can eat them. So you're not going to have to worry about overdosing and poisoning yourself. They will stay in your teeth. That's a different story, though. Okay, now look at this. This is called wood sorrel. Oh, the flowers are closing up. Here's one. Often mistaken for clover, sometimes called a shamrock, or sometimes clovers are called shamrocks. Names get confusing, don't they? But they're not really technically a clover. The leaf does look very clover-like because it has leaflets of 3 just like a clover. You can tell it apart by sight because on a wood sorrel or an oxalis, the leaflets are heart-shaped rather than a teardrop or a more rounded shape. It has that cleft right there. And these also have a lemony, tart flavor. These are a more delicate texture than the sheep sorrel, although the sheep sorrel has more of a crunch. So, you know, either way you go. Occasionally, I feel like these have a little bit of a grape flavor, but I don't know if maybe I imagine that. Sometimes it seems like that to me. Both of these have oxalic acid, which is something that some people are concerned about. Personally, I'm not real concerned about it unless you were to eat just a bunch of it over a long period of time. But there are some medical conditions that would make you more cautious about your oxalic acid consumption. For example, if you tend to get gout, that's one of the things. But really, oxalic acid is its own topic for a video that I should do sometime. These are great in salads. They work fine in soup. They would be fun on a sandwich, I think. You know, a little like a ham and wood sorrel sandwich or whatever you like to eat. Okay, that's a quick little summary of a couple edible plants. Well, okay, 3 edible plants, 2 sorrels, and then 1 otherwise. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Keep your eyes out for plants and zombies and kids playing on your playground equipment, having a good time. Happy foraging!